my dear friends. This is a very open video. I've made a video like this before, but I think it's set to private now. But this is a video to a specific person, though I'll probably show it to all of my best friends because it concerns me as a person. Yeah, that. Uh, I don't make these types of videos very often, so please excuse my awkward tendencies. I'll be reading out of a book. I wrote something just like barely 3 pages worth of stuff earlier today, and I really kind of want it to be an announcement, but like saying it in group chat on Facebook or something as a typed out message, it just doesn't seem meaningful enough. This is something very important to me, and a letter is very, very personal, so I can't just fold up these letters and send them to the person it's addressed to because I almost kind of want to announce this. This is all very important stuff. Dear, you know who you are. My goals may come across as ambitious, but I assure you that they are sincere, and I'm putting forth as much effort to obtain. Actually, you know what? You know what sounds insincere? Me reading this exactly as it is written from the page. I'll use it as a guideline. I think that would work tons better, to be honest. I'd sound much less forced. Okay. My goals may come across as ambitious, but I assure you that they are sincere as they come, and as sincere as much as I wish for these goals to happen. That probably didn't make a lot of sense, but it sounds better in my head. I used to think that the answer to finally and completely treating you know who as well as you deserve, or as more so fairly as you deserve, was removing all blockades, aka, well, a couple people in my life that are a bit hard to get rid of for multiple reasons. However, I have come to the conclusion that if I am to gain all that I want out of life, pretty much anything I want in the foreseeable future, if I am able, I can't, well, okay, so if I am to gain all that I want to gain out of life, then I must be able to win you back at my worst while being my best worst self. I know that sounds really weird and shitty, but I will explain that soon. This is very important for 2 specific reasons. Alright, reason number 1. I'm actually probably going to read this exactly from the page because it's long-winded, very heartfelt, etc., etc. I must not become my mother. She is a good person. She is family. I love her. But I cannot live with her forever. Because her flaw above all of her other flaws is that when she is under far too much negative exposure for far too long, she becomes honestly, a disgusting nightmare to live with, and a completely recycled product of all that negative energy, negatively impacting not only the people around her, but also her images of the people and things around her and her perception. I follow this exact same pattern, unfortunately. However, I have caught on to it in its first decade of growth. And so, I must start now. I must learn how to become stronger than the world which opposes me, or else I'll never have the life that I dream of. I must try harder, differently too, and persevere. I must not be afraid, because fear is my crutch, rather than my blockade. I rely on my fear more than I let it stop me. But I also must not be too brave, because that also will cause me to possibly lose who I am. And as far as, well, why start now when you've been this way for a while? Why not wait? Well, honestly, what better time is there to start than now? In these situations, it's the sooner the better. And at least it is in mine. And number two, this one is. Never mind, it's just as personal. Number two is I cannot be with someone who cannot still love me at my absolute worst. And that might sound unfair, but allow me to continue before you make assumptions, please. You know what? When you live with a person, you are going to see them at their worst, their best, and everything in between. Furthermore, I do not want to make you, well, you know who you are, suffer similarly to how my mother makes me suffer. Lastly, I want someone to love and accept every fiber of me. That may sound selfish, but I really do. I want them to love the present me, all that they know of me, past me, and future me. Me that they don't know yet, me that even I don't know yet. Lastly, oh, I already got that. So, without throwing anything away, I will become strong enough to be the best worst me. Because the worst me that you all have been seeing, and some of you hating, it's not me, for the most part. I will no longer allow my I know how to